Meeting is now streaming live.
Yep.
If you need any assistance with managing here, I don't see the girls.
Great.
I don't know how to manage here, but I think I can handle it if needed.
We'll figure that out in 1 minute. Why is it frozen? Hi, everybody. I'll be with you in just a second if you're watching on YouTube. Oh. Hey. Hi, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to the weekly live stream channeling session. I'm Dante Starshine. Normally this will happen on Thursdays, but this week something was happening for me that made it easier to do on Friday. So here we are. I appreciate you for tuning in and for making this possible. Today we will do a live stream channeling session and the live questions and answers. So you can tune in after the initial stream and ask your questions. Ideally, you can do that with audio and or video, up to you. But if you, for any reason, don't feel comfortable with that, you can come and type it into either the YouTube chat box or the Zoom chat box. If you're watching on YouTube, the link is in the comment section to join the Zoom room. These are done freely for donation. If you like to support me in this work, it really helps me in continuing to offer this for free and bringing these transmissions to everybody. So in both of the chat boxes, there's links where you can donate. On Monday, there will be a private channeling session. And the private sessions allow people to ask things that might be more personal in nature that don't necessarily feel like this is the space for. So we do go a lot deeper, and there's a very potent experience for everybody who tunes into that. So please mute yourself when you are not speaking, because the feedback sometimes comes in, or background noise sometimes comes in, and it's very distracting and makes it a little bit hard to channel and focus. Thank you. And what was I saying? So the private session on Friday, today's Friday, on Monday is an amazing opportunity, and you can check the post that I put on the YouTube community tab for details on that, or just go to the website dantestarshine.com and send me a message for registration. It's a $22 to $33 donation. Beyond that, there is the channeling course that's launching again in 2 or 3 weeks. We haven't picked the day yet, as we're waiting for more people to sign on. It's a 13-week program that teaches you channeling and intuitive healing skills. We practice these skills every week in the group and answer individuals' questions, as there's a lot of things that come up. The course is over 13 hours of pre-recorded content with 2 to 4 videos to watch every week. These videos help you to develop daily routines that help you live from a flow state Channeling comes from being in this flow state where our heart is tuned into our higher consciousness, and we can bring in the energy of our own higher self and guides. Beyond that, there's intuitive healing skills where you can learn to intuitively, energetically scan both yourself and others and guide people through processes of personal growth and understanding. And it's a really amazing program that has brought people to begin channeling for others, for themselves, to actually begin channeling practices professionally and discover so much about their lives. So really grateful to be able to offer this. And I also offer free program consultations if anybody would like to hop on and do a 30-minute call, asking questions and seeing if it's really the right fit for you. Okay.
If someone doesn't
So-
mute has their microphones, do you have an administrator or something? Because the feedback already started, something happened. For example, hey Liz.
Yeah, would you like to be the host so you can mute people?
I can do that.
Okay, great. So just mute anybody who isn't speaking.
Yeah, I'm on a PC with a big screen. I never did that before, but I think it's easy. It should be easy.
Yeah, it should be pretty easy. Awesome. Okay,
Thank you.
thanks to you. And enjoy the session, everybody, and I'll see you in a little while. Hello, and we say good day to you at this moment of your time. As the Pleiadian Council, we speak on behalf of the Galactic Alliance and many of your own guides for supporting your planet through this grand ascension process. It is a gift to us that you extend this opportunity for us to share and interact, for you to experience some of our energy, and for us to experience some of your reality. In this place between our realities where we meet, we both grow and evolve and come to understand more clearly all that is and all of the energetic dynamics at play. The principal guidance we share to you is always to act upon your own passion to the best you can without insisting on outcomes. This formula for life allows you to live in a flow state where intuitively you know exactly what you need to do when you need to do it. And from your pure presence in the present moment, everything else solves itself naturally. In the questions, we hope to help you in mostly exploring this and all of the ways that you can find personal growth through this, and of course the questions you have about your own reality at this time. Now, let us begin with a message as we are calling this transmission Spreading Inner Peace. Now you are experiencing a war in your world, and this unfortunate manifestation allows for a certain evolution in consciousness to take place. First of all, we understand many are suffering and many are troubled by this. And we commend all of you for doing what you personally can to send love, healing energy, and your support for those who are affected by this. There is so much more that you can do. So be creative in the ways that you seek to support those who are struggling and spreading a consciousness of peace and love. What is the purpose of war? War is a manifestation of your deeper fears. Those who cause war are afraid of losing energy, losing power. All of it has to do with control and power. Understand that borders themselves instate war, instate violence. The idea that you can divide land, divide resources, divide energy, saying This is mine and this is yours. Saying that some people have the right to access well-being and others have a limited right to access this is fear-based and perpetuates the consciousness of fear and individualism that keeps you stuck in a primitive state of consciousness. This itself has to be transcended for there to be peace. You have to recognize that all of you are one. And when one is suffering and one is lacking well-being and all of the resources they need to thrive, that affects every other person on the planet. There are many great changes taking place in your world, as you know. Many of you are coming to see what is taking place as perhaps the greatest struggle in terms of war situations in some time in your world. This is only true from some perspectives, but what it does do is engage your consciousness in a way that has not been engaged in a very long time. You were already going through this idea of a virulent disease spreading and the control measures taken to stop this. You are undergoing massive divisions in your world. And all of this may be seen as a grand purgation. All of these negative energies that are coming to the surface now have existed within you before. They are not something new. This is the important thing to recognize. None of this is new. It simply comes to the surface to be cleansed, cleared, and released from your system. All of this is happening at once because your world is preparing to move to a higher state of consciousness. The gunk in your own subconscious minds cannot be carried with you into that higher state of consciousness. You have to feel it and experience it in order to transform it, in order to go beyond it. And so this is happening so that everybody can start to get accustomed with these fear-based beliefs, see them for what they are, and release them. We also wish for you to understand that war is not enacted by the everyday person, by the civilian, by the masses of individuals. War is enacted through the elite and corrupt leaders, authority figures, and political powers that be. It is enacted by institutions, banks, and those who benefit from the masses being in a state of greater fear. And so many of you now are attempting to blame those people of the perpetrating nation for the acts that are taking place. So we wish to remind you that it is important to have equal compassion, equal love, and equal support for everybody involved. People may think certain ways about certain experiences, though again, it is the controlling elite that govern the narratives, that feed information to the masses, encouraging people to align their beliefs with what is taking place. To blame those who are being made into pawns or puppets is not an expression of a complete and evolved perspective. So open your hearts to hold all equally in the light and the love that you know is source, recognizing that the consciousness of fear is what perpetuates these manifestations. When events of this nature take place, it is also an opportunity for bleed through karma to clear itself through your planet. Your planet is connected to many other star systems energetically. Millions, even billions of years ago, there were wars taking place of greater severity in the regions you know as Lyra, Vega, Orion, and even Sirius. These wars actually involve ancient civilizations within your same solar system. This is the third time that life on a planetary system has attempted to maintain and sustain itself in this planetary system. Across the lines of time, energy bleeds through from one passing moment to another. And all of the energy from these ancient times expresses itself on your planet in the now. So you are getting near the point at which all of the energy from these past times is emptying out sufficiently. You are, in a sense, paying off your karma completely quite soon. So trust that when these experiences happen, it serves the purpose of liberating you from these old karmic entanglements. The same souls that incarnated in these ancient times come to live on your planet in the present, playing out role reversals and many other phenomena that allow for there to be equilibrium. Still, there is much that you can do. Again, remember your passion guides you to the best action steps you can take. Some of you might donate. Some of you might send resources to these other places. Some of you might offer support to those affected through emotional means or through other forms of counseling. Some of you might simply be ambassadors for this energy of peace. You might hold the energy of peace within you in your own lives so that this energy ripples out. Because again, all energy that you put out has a domino effect, has a ripple effect, allowing others to entrain that same frequency, to vibrate at that same level. So if you allow this experience to bring you into a greater vibration of fear, then you will not actually support this greater shift and awakening, but instead you will perpetuate the vibration of fear. Hold on to the higher perspective and use whatever emotions of fear, frustration, or anger that this evokes in you to take a review of the relationships and engagements in your personal life that involve levels of fear, resistance, conflict. Conflict does not completely dissolve until you have total forgiveness. Forgiveness must manifest through some form of self-expression. This does not necessarily mean you speak your truth to those who do not have ears to hear it, because this will only increase your frustration. But it does mean that you tell the story in a state of equilibrium and deeper understanding, with compassion to all involved. Enough times that instead of having an emotional charge, you bring more awareness into the lessons gained from the troubling journey that you had. it means that you might reach out to those with whom you've had conflict and attempt to find peace again. If peace is impossible to find, all that you can offer is forgiveness, is acceptance. Forgiveness is the complete and final stage of the process. It is the goal, but you cannot ultimately jump to it. You have to take it step by step, honoring all of the ways that you and others feel along the journey. Acceptance is the energy to cultivate in the now. Resistance is the energy that lowers your emotional frequency and generates more conflict, more disease, and more dysfunction. Whenever you are in resistance to what is, you are blocking the flow of energy that would align you with higher frequency experiences. Resistance is in direct contradiction to the formula. So you need to accept what is taking place in your world and accept what is taking place in your personal reality. Bringing yourself to have compassion and understanding and acceptance for all that you are in conflict with and all the conflict that manifests around you. Recognize that those who are battling, fighting, or feuding are attempting to gain what they perceive they are losing, or they are attempting to disconnect from others that they don't feel serve them. So assess, when you are angry, what do you feel you are losing? What are you afraid of losing? Are there other ways that you can make sure that you can keep what you desire? Is this loss actually real? Is this loss something that you can accept in a deep way? Or is this conflict the way that you are attempting to disengage in connections that don't serve you? Allow for you to let go. Let go of those who do not resonate, because not everyone is for you. It is okay to say goodbye. It is okay to move on. It is okay to accept that some people in some situations have simply come into your life in order for you to learn a lesson, or in order for you to learn what really resonates for you and what does not resonate at all. When you learn that lesson, you can move forward patiently, step by step. As you create peace and understanding in your own life, this energy will ripple out. And you can send that energy with compassion to all, with compassion to the alleged perpetrators as well as the alleged victims. Recognize that all that is happening is serving that purpose of clearing the fear-based energies in your world and in this universe. So trust in the higher purpose and be present in your individual now, looking at what you can do to extend your passion and expand your love. And that will bring balance and harmony into this world. We thank you for allowing us to share this opening message. And now we ask, in what ways can we serve you deeper with your questions, inquiries, comments, or sharings today?
May I start?
Yes.
Can you say what's the probability of use of nuclear weapons in this war?
Very unlikely.
Okay, thank you. And
both sides know that if this was a measure taken, it would involve greater attention and greater enmity from many other nations. So it is not a step that anyone is looking at with serious intent.
And how long this conflict may last?
One to 5 months.
Bashar 2 years ago has predicted that there will be some significant event in Eastern Europe to look for. Is this that event Bashar was mentioning?
Correct.
Okay, and can you suggest any tool, permission slip, how to unlock from fears-based beliefs connected with this war?
As we have said, it involves the higher understanding that this is an opportunity for your planet to release fear. Recognize that what you are feeling, you are healing. So bring yourself into the now. Assess in the now, how are you threatened? How is this posing an individual threat to your well-being? Investigate this deeply enough to see that hopefully you are safe. If you are in one of the affected areas, the best thing to do is to exit, as many are doing.
I have a question in the chat. Do you want me to read?
Sure, yes.
Okay, it is said, Pleiadian, I have a question. When the whole system fades away in a few weeks from now, will you give the poor people around the world enough food and water and the healing bed in your own spaceship? I am so excited to meet you all when you sleep on our own planet. Did you understood?
Will we give
Step
people who are struggling food? Well, as we may have said before, we cannot actually land on your planet because the energy is still too fear-based. And even if we could, we would still encourage levels of self-responsibility and inspire you to develop your own systems to find the ways to adequately spread the resources. So we are helping you raise your vibration, but you still must be self-responsible. So we cannot be that rescue party.
Okay. I had a dream a few weeks ago. In dream I talked to Putin and I give a hug to him. And I don't know if he is good or not, but I can sense maybe it will be a huge pressure for one being only to receive so much negativity from the whole world. What can you do? You comment about this?
Beings like this live in negative frequency, so they are not affected by it. Beings like this are often what you consider sociopathic. They do not have a differentiation between positive or negative attention. All attention feeds their sense of egoic power. So this being and other beings like him do not actually care how much hatred and negativity is directed towards them. But to send these individuals love and compassion will only serve to increase the energy of loving and compassionate energies in your world and bring you closer to conflict, to resolving conflict and creating true peace. So it is, yes, important to have compassion for everyone, including those who are incapable of having compassion. Otherwise, you keep yourself in a deadlock.
Okay, it's very interesting. Thank you. I have another question from another subject. I am dating a guy, but I have
All
heard
right.
he works with occult dark group like Freemason. And can
right.
you check on this? Because I don't want to invest in someone doing such things.
It is probable, it is possible, yes.
Okay, do you see this guy, it is aware of what he's doing?
Yes.
Okay, so it's all plan, all its plans, they plan something.
They are working with certain practices, they're working with certain frequencies. They are interested in discovering esoteric knowledge. They might discover things that are of more negative qualities. Overall, they are on a path, and you do not need to worry because you can decide what level of engagement you have with this individual. You can sense when there might be fear-based or negative energies present. You can disengage with them. You can send love and compassion and support for him and others in finding the path of service to others and selfless love. So do not fear and hold your own vibration, and you will not encounter the energies that you fear.
Okay, so for you, I am not in danger
No.
if I continue to
You
talk with this
put
person.
yourself in danger by not listening to your own intuition.
Okay,
Other
but
people don't put you in danger.
okay, because we shield ourselves each time we are in high frequencies. That's what you mean?
Yes.
Okay, and by shielding ourselves, we manifest positive timeline instead of manifesting negative outcome.
By maintaining high frequency energy and paying attention to your intuition that steers you away from negative situations, you will not engage in lower frequency energy.
Okay, because my higher excitement now is to be with this guy, so it's conflicted, it's complicated, but thank you.
Follow your passion and listen to your intuition when there are signs to disengage. Use your own discernment and your own higher knowing to guide yourself and to guide this individual to the path of love.
Okay, it's it's a huge task. Thank you. Do you see do you see me moving from house soon?
Depends on what you define as soon. It is again up to you.
Okay, because I sense I am not. It's as if I am not loving myself enough. That means I don't deserve it. That means it's not happening. Is it right?
Be patient. Continue to do
Okay.
all that you can, and yes, love yourself more, because being in a higher frequency energy will help you to manifest.
Okay. Thank you so much. Kisses for
Thanks
you.
to
Bye.
you.
Hello.
Mhm. I think we both entered at the same time.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Once Ryok, the Sasani, suggested that we supplement, that is very important that we supplement with magnesium and boron in the form of ionic trace minerals. And now I'm wondering what other forms of magnesium are okay to take. For example, one that is very accessible and cheap is magnesium chloride, that people make tofu with that. Do you think that it's a good choice to use it, magnesium chloride?
That will also work, though the best way to supplement anything is to eat foods that contain it. For the study of magnesium, sesame and cacao have high magnesium content.
Oh, nice. Sesame seeds not oil.
Yes. Also, products that are derived from sesame.
But I know it's quite hot in Ayurvedic terms, so it's not really for everyone, no?
Well, even if you are sensitive to hot foods and plants, you can also counterbalance with cooling foods and plants.
Right. And about boron?
There are different foods that contain this, and you can search for them as well. It is a helpful thing. It depends on an individual's constitution, how much they actually need it, but it will help everybody.
Thank you. And any other minerals that you would recommend?
Zinc.
Or zinc. And any other plants that you would recommend?
A variety of plants, as many as you can consume, especially plants that are in season in your local area.
But some high special plants, for example, stinging nettle, I heard that is very good. Hyssop, there was also recommended by Ryok.
Yes, all of these herbs are very helpful.
Okay, thank you.
They will help most in the season in which they are in full bloom, as you could say.
Thank you. And another question, would you recommend a technique for better tuning ourselves to our intuition to be as precise as, for example, you guys ETs, you have the ability to measure percentual probabilities. For example, there's a as Bashar says, there's an 82% probability of X thing happening. That's a high level of intuition. How would I do that?
Understand, when we do that, we are assessing the now moment. We are assessing in the probability in the now moment, and in every moment it changes.
I know.
So
perfect.
Yes.
I was wondering how would we develop such an intuition, and I know very well that it's the probability of the wave of the momentum in the moment, and it can be changed by the individual shifting their beliefs and vibration. But how do we develop such a high precise level of intuition? To be able
Intuition develops more and more the more that you clear out your own negative beliefs. The only thing in the way of you seeing higher dimensional levels of reality are the beliefs that color your perception. So the more these beliefs are out of the way, and the more your own degrees of insistence and resistance are out of the way, you will find that you're all naturally programmed to be just that intuitive. Intuition is dependent upon the level of frequency with which you live. So following the formula is also key. You cannot see things clearly when you're in a low frequency energy because those emotions distort your perception.
Thank you. And last quick question. I once asked you if it's possible that you, during the night, that you beam me up, if I ask you, of course, and you said that it's okay, that it's possible that you beam me up for a bodily detox and refreshing. And
Yes.
I haven't experienced that. I don't think I have. I still have some the same challenges that I had, and I'm sure that there's some toxicity there. And what am I doing wrong? What do I need to do for you guys to convince you to beam me up, Scotty?
Do you continue to request this?
I didn't made it continue. I made it for 2 or 3 times before sleep.
Well, if you stop requesting it, then why do you still expect it? You have to ask in order for it to be given, and you must ask until you receive. So again, remember, everything's happening in the now moment. The past moments in which you ask for something are not relevant to the now moment.
Yes, but I also learned to not be insistent on anything, to just put my desire out there and let the universe bring it to me without...
Remember, being persistent is not the same as being insistent.
I see.
So you must continue to ask.
I see. And what would make a difference? Why that didn't it happen in the first time, and why will it happen? Why would I need to ask a higher level being so many times?
You weren't in the right vibration.
I see. Okay.
So continue to raise your energy and continue to ask. Remember that everything in the now must be expressed in the now.
Of course, yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. That was clarifying.
Thanks to you.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello, welcome.
Hi, thank you for doing this.
You are welcome. Thank you for being
here. Yes, I do have a question. And there's someone who I've grown up with that I felt very drawn to and very connected to him. I could sense we spent plenty of lifetimes together in different kind of relationships. And I can sense that they felt that deeper connection as well. Our relationship in this lifetime didn't really blossom into anything, and I haven't spoken to them in years, yet I still feel a little connected to them. What is the purpose behind this? And do you know if there's any way to get some closure on this? Anything we need to resolve such as that?
The connection persists because there's still some things to learn from it. And perhaps you might find yourself reconnecting with this person. Ask yourself specifically, what is it that keeps you hooked to them? What do you still desire? What did they represent to you? Or what kind of frequency did you experience in your contact with them? As you speak to this idea of closure, recognize that this concept is not truly the necessity that some of you have come to believe it to be. Because nothing actually ends. All of what you perceive as the past still exists as part of the now, just at a different level and frequency. So instead of seeking closure, seek to redefine and rewrite the meaning of your past experiences in the now, so that you feel and know that you've learned what you need to learn from those experiences.
Right, because I feel a lot of the feelings just kind of linger, and just trying to, I guess, resolve that kind of attachment or understand our own individual journeys in development and growth. So I'm just trying to focus on that.
What might you be attached to?
I guess the feeling or comfort with this person, like the familiarity that I have.
Do you have that degree of familiarity with others in your life?
A little bit, yeah. But with this person, it was just very strong, I guess.
So this memory might be lingering as a reminder that you need to create and cultivate deeper personal connections in order to really be in touch with yourself and balanced.
Okay. That's a good way to look at it.
So reassess that relationship and the frequencies that took place and presented themselves through the process of meeting and getting to know each other, and what your deepest levels of connection involve. How can you replicate something similar in new connections, whether it is deepening into connections that you already have established or seeking new connections? There is something to explore here in creating deeper bonds, because what you are missing ultimately is simply the feeling of being very familiar and very comfortable with somebody.
Yes, I guess I haven't really opened myself up as much to people. It's not kind of my nature to do so, but it is a lesson that I should work on a bit more.
Well, when you say it's not in your nature, that reflects to us that you have a belief about yourself. The nature of everybody is to be love and express love and seek love. So you may have developed certain beliefs that keep you holding yourself back from expressing and seeking that love. So look more closely at why you think that about yourself and redefine those beliefs so that you come to experience yourself as more open and more non-resistant to connection.
Right. That's very helpful. Definitely something I'll try to be more brave about, less scared about. So thank you for helping me kind of highlight that today.
Oh, our thanks to you as well.
Thank you.
Anyone? If no one is going in, I might have some extra questions.
All right.
I might bring some, if possible.
Yes,
Yes.
do it.
Thank you. Again, Great Pleiadian Council, it is an amazing time. Really loving what you guys are doing. This exchange is fantastic.
Oh, well, thanks to you.
And throughout the last few weeks, I've been kind of getting more and more into this interconnected aspect that we have in the world with our different practices, different words, and different terminologies, but same energy work. So I've been puzzled with how in the West we were told, we were literally chastised for using imagination, but in the East, all of it blends. What's going on with that?
There's a certain level of conditioning that in this seeming West that was all about bringing you to be productive. Definitions about productivity meant that imagination was not as relevant as other sorts of expressions. So you came to deny imagination its innate significance and instead focus more on productivity.
And with that, there's this interesting understanding that like what I've noticed, especially with television shows, is that they're not necessarily showing us the true fabric of reality. Of course, I can't demand them to try to represent that at every point because there's so many layers to it. Yet what I've noticed is, especially when we understand that our imagination, well, even the terminology doesn't really represent the entirety of what goes on in there. Yet throughout our days, flashes, imageries, either deja vus or even pre-perceptions or sometimes daydreaming, some people would even do nightmaring, would pop up. And all of that affects our electromagnetic field, what kind of comes in and what goes out, as well as the people around us. So I found it surprising that this wasn't necessarily brought up more often, or even wasn't positively affected by some of the stuff that we're exposed to in the media.
So much of what you're discovering now was not known in the past. So much of what you in this leading edge of consciousness are being drawn to explore is not something that people were comfortable with exploring in the past. So as we say you're on the leading edge, we truly mean that you are breaking through years and years, decades, centuries of resistance and ignorance.
Okay, wow. Thank you. And then may I ask another question, if I may?
Yes.
Okay. Then this one's a bit more personal, yet I've recently been contacted for some NFT project, just a little NFT project that might not even necessarily take that much time, but is not necessarily something that's being, it's not that I have my doubts against NFT, it's just that the mindset that goes into money, money, money focus forgets a bit of the passion. Yet again, it wouldn't really take that much time. So would it be, let's say, if it's to simply clear out the money issue, would it be one of the best moves to do? Or would, again, going all in onto the passion, would I find passionate, would I find thrilling, would eventually bring this aspect of abundance, and also retooling my own mindset that way, because I remember that as well.
Well, look at your own definitions about this project and about this search for money in the first place, because it might be that you are blocking some of the passion that you have for this or similar projects because of these definitions. It is natural, in a sense, to seek abundance in your world. So there are others that seek so much this specific kind of abundance you call money without bringing any focus into well-being. And your perception of this and awareness of individuals like this has brought you to create some beliefs about seeking money in the first place. But there's also ways of seeking money and seeking profit that are balanced and harmonious and encourage the well-being of not just yourself, but all involved. So we invite you to look at your own beliefs here and engage yourself in this or similar project in ways that are passionate for you.
Awesome. Great thanks, guys. Great thanks.
Thanks to you as well.
I have a question.
Yes, welcome.
Thank you. I have recently started taking ormus, a monatomic gold supplement. Are you familiar with this supplement?
Yes.
And it is something that I heard would be good. But so far, it's a very subtle effect, and on the body, it is meant specifically for activating the pineal gland. And I have a hard time sometimes noticing such subtle effects. So I'm just curious if you feel like this is a helpful thing. I'm taking it with faith that it's doing good, essentially.
It is helpful. It is simply to the point, how helpful is it really? It is subtle. So it is especially good for those who have issues with the pineal gland. People with issues with the pineal gland lack a consistent sleep schedule, lack imagination, lack a mental clarity. If this is something that you struggle with, this supplement might be very useful. If not, it might not truly be necessary. There is much hype about it in your world, and while it does have benefits, it is not the panacea that some tout it to be.
Okay. Yeah, I think interesting. I grew up in Southern California where we had fluoride in our water. And so I often feel like my focus is just to continually kind of decalcify the pineal gland. I'm only assuming that it has been calcified, but I definitely sense things more through my body and not through vision or sight. And so that's something
Yeah.
I was interested in kind of activating, I guess. And is that also another question is vision and sight open to all of us, or is it perhaps something that is not my individual way of perceiving things?
You're speaking of psychic vision.
Correct.
It is something available to everybody. And some of you simply have beliefs about it that prevent you from accessing your innate vision. If you can visualize an apple, you have the ability to use your inner vision. Understand that what you visualize intentionally is also a part of your visionary ability. Some people expect clairvoyance or psychic vision to mean that they can see snakes and spirits walking around them at all times. They assume that it means they can have elaborate movie-like or dream-like experiences at will, but it is not really meant to be that. For some individuals, it is. Some individuals have specific gifts with clairvoyance that allow them to see very vast details, but typically people will have a standard degree of clairvoyance that also expresses as visual imagination.
That makes sense. Thank you.
Oh, well, thanks to you as well. And as for decalcifying the pineal gland, we would suggest as well cilantro and chlorella, cacao, and apple cider vinegar.
Perfect. Thank you.
All
Thanks
in
to you
once?
as well.
All in once or in many takes?
Continuously over a period of time. The cilantro and the chlorella you take together, the others you take on their own at different times.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks to you as well.
Hello, Pleiadian Council.
Hello, welcome.
Hey, this is Christine, and my question is, due to my, I was going through very hard emotional times. I was suffering from, or am from CPTSD episodes and depression and so on, and because of the many things that are coming up from my childhood and the deaths of my parents and so on and so forth, and also the dynamics in my partnership with my life partner, or with my partner, and I went through very, very difficult times and found myself incapable of taking care of, for example, my tenants, of the house that I inherited from my parents and so on. And I have more problems, money problems and other problems, bureaucracy blockages that I didn't solve, and so on and so forth. And what I wanted to talk about with you now about was my relationship with my tenants, which is not good at the moment, not good. I don't know if you need more information particularly, but what would you advise me? Because we are now not really talking, not at all, because I closed the conversation because every time I felt bombarded by them with requests, I couldn't deal with it. It was all too much for me. And now I'm feeling better. But still, this issue is still upon me. And it went to the point where I was seriously thinking of trying to get them out of the house. It's 2 families with 3 children each. And of course, I don't want all of this, but our relationship is bad. What's your well, how can we bring peace into all this again?
What is the nature of their requests?
Of their requests.
Yes.
The house is far away from me, so like 450 kilometers from where I live. And there were different issues. And for example, my heating broke down several times. And I was trying to take care of it, and I had it repaired several times. And the guy was saying to me that he suspects that they were toying with the heating, and that's the reason why it always broke again. And I said, no, I don't think so. And now he says he has proof that they did so. So we still have to talk about this. Then apparently there has been a storm, or several storms, and probably they wanted to take care of it, and they made it worse by getting a car stuck in the mud. And now they want money from me. And also they are using very much oil for the heating, and they want money from me, or they tell me to order new oil about 3 times a year. And I think it's too much anyway. I also have really severe money problems. And last time I wanted to take care of it, and I did order oil, but apparently one of them ordered oil like 1 day before me or something, to a much higher price. And well, now of course I canceled my order, and it's so much stress for me. And well, now they didn't pay the rent, and so on and so forth. I know we have to talk, but also they are stepping over boundaries time and again. Then there are people who help me with works in the house, and they try to talk to them because they speak the same language, Arabic. And I think they see them as a threat, or particularly one of them, which of course is possible, because they got on my nerves so much, and they cost me so much money, that I was thinking about trying to get them out. But I know I did my fair share of making this relationship the way it is now. So I refrained from that. Still, I now think I will get a professional service to take care of all the things that concerning my house and so on, so that
Well, it simply sounds like they're too much. It sounds as if you need to speak with them about not tampering with the appliances and the heating, and that they are self-responsible for things. Why, in this instance, are you responsible for paying the heating they are using? Is that not their utility, their personal expense? So this is a lesson about boundaries, and you are coming to understand what you are capable of and what you are not capable of. So you need to assess, first of all, how you can make sure that they are self-responsible, and that they personally do not break or tamper with things that are not theirs to tamper with, and that they pay their own utilities. And if they are not willing to do this, then it might be important to evict them and find people that you actually resonate with and who are not so high maintenance. Assess as well, with all of the other things in your life, what is most important for you to keep a state of emotional balance. Because if they are so demanding, they might be too much for you to manage.
And well, I'm a little bit afraid of taking the measure of eviction, because there are families, and well, I didn't want to let this relationship get to where it got now. I don't know. but I know that I would be happier if people would live there that I resonate better with.
Yes, so don't take on energetic loads that you're not actually capable of. Don't put yourself in situations where you sacrifice your well-being for others. And this is also a lesson related to conditioning from your past experiences and ways that you have and continue to sabotage yourself in relationships. So you have to learn how to be comfortable with making decisions and taking actions that align with your own passion and your own well-being that might have negative consequences for others. Allow it to be okay that what serves you and what serves others might be different. And that if you are not capable of helping others meet their needs, this is an abundant, beautiful universe and planet that they will find the right vibrational match.
Do you think, do you think there's another way for them to also reason that it might be better for them to find a better place that suits them more, instead of me evicting them and going through all these legal measures and maybe even sending police?
You can propose that to them. You can start with proposing that they drop these requests for money that is not really in their right at this point, and that they start to pay their own expenses for utilities, or at least pay proportionally to what they themselves are using, so that it is not of detriment to you, and that they stop doing things that break or damage appliances. You can suggest to them that the mechanic said to you that he has proof. If there is proof, you have something to share with them. And this is also a time to learn how to be more firm and more harsh with your boundaries. Recognize that it does not really serve you to let other people walk over you in the way that you've let these and others walk over you. When you are firm and strong with the way that you hold your boundaries, you will not be a vibrational match to people of this nature any longer.
I hope I can do that, because in the recent past, I was absolutely not capable of being emotionally stable, but I hope I will be able to do this now.
Well, hope and intend to do your best. Do exactly what you're capable of. Every time you enact a boundary, you will get a little bit better at establishing boundaries. Recognize that it is a pattern that you have not established. So in order to break an old habit and begin a new one, you have to do it step by step. Every step of the journey, making your boundaries a little bit firmer and a little bit stronger. And know that every time you have to do it, it will be better and more powerful than before. But you won't go from not having boundaries to having perfect and clear boundaries in one step.
All right. Thank you very much.
I have a question. If I may, I have a question.
We will pause. No, we will pause for a good 10 or 15 seconds to allow for anybody who has not yet asked any question to do so, before questions from anybody who has already asked one.
I don't know if someone can look in the YouTube chat.
All right, let us continue.
It's already been answered.
So let us continue. Every person who has already asked some questions may ask one more.
Okay, Luke, you want to go?
Not necessarily. You can go first.
Okay,
Go.
I do quick. Thank you. My question is, Bashar said we change timeline each second. Marina's Jacobi's guides say each 3 days we do an average of frequency, and that shifts the timeline. And a friend of mine, Ivan Teller, said all manifestation, it's a joke, it's not real. And I think maybe it's not only about us when we change timeline, but it's a decision of the whole consciousness. Can you expand quickly on that?
Well, yes, any given manifestation is a decision of all conscious beings involved, though you are responsible for your part. And that means when you raise your frequency, you will start to resonate with those who are making similar shifts in their frequency, and you will be able to meet them.
Okay,
so yes,
thank you
other
so much.
people are doing the same steps to shift their frequency, but by raising your frequency and matching a certain vibration, you will match those who are making the same sort of decision.
Okay, so we the higher frequencies we shift, and sometimes we carry with us a lower frequency people, and sometimes we let them go and we go ahead in other timeline.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
Well, thanks to you as well.
Was wondering about the morning water. Sometime you recommended, as far as I remember, 1 liter first thing in the morning, and I was wondering about if the pH of the water is relevant. As far as I know, the 7 pH is the best, most biocompatible. Also, I was wondering if it's useful to use lemon in it or ACV, apple cider vinegar, in that water, and how and when.
Yes, both of those substances are very helpful as well. Lemon and ginger can be helpful in your morning water, unless you are particularly sensitive to heat. If your body is already overheated, those things will not be useful for you. The water would be good to be slightly warm, or at least the first glass. Liter on average, some people will need a little bit less. And the pH, yes, you're correct, it should be around 7, but if there are slight shifts, making it 1-ish degree more or less, that is also fine.
Mm-hmm. And about the apple cider vinegar in it, same as beneficial?
Yes, again, as we have said, it depends. Those who already experience excess heat may not want to use it.
So it's all about the
unless they require it for a certain purpose of detoxification or probiotics, then they can suck it up with the heat.
So, and any other compounds recommended to put in that water, in the morning water?
Whatever herbs you are feeling drawn to or being suggested and finding beneficial results with are good to have in the water.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And a quick one about heavy metals in cacao, since you spoke about cacao. I've heard that most of the types of cacao on the market are filled with heavy metals. Does the organic label would be enough in that direction, or what?
Naturally has a little bit of heavy metals, but as long as you don't take it in excess, it does not really have too much of a detrimental effect on you. It is not something that is ultimately beneficial to use every single day, but a couple of times a week can be good. And of course, everyone ought to go through a regular heavy metal detox.
Involving cilantro and
and chlorella. And of course, there are other ways to do that. There are various medicines and permission slips, and as well ionic foot detox baths that help you in releasing your heavy metals.
Yeah, they really work. I was wondering about them. Nice. Nice. And also the ionic foot baths, not the pads, the bath, the water
Yes.
bath. Yeah, they
Yes.
work, really?
Yes.
Oh, fantastic. Nice, nice one. Okay, I had a quick one about crystals to amplify intuition, but
All right.
one.
That will be all for now.
Yep.
Hello, may I have a question?
Yes.
Can you sense my frequency now? What is my frequency?
Yes. Yes. You mean how many cycles a second are you vibrating?
Yes.
100,000, 120,000.
Okay, good.
Approximately.
And okay, good. Thank you. And can you tell me what area is my intelligence focused on, my natural intelligence focused to? Or what's my highest intelligence going towards to, or how, I don't know how to say it.
We don't actually know what you're saying either.
Okay, you have been mentioning last time that we have multiple types of intelligence available naturally to us. So I was just wondering what is the type of intelligence I'm possessing.
Well,
Or
you
I
tell
have.
us, what are you excited about and what do you excel at?
I really like bring interesting ideas in any field that is available. That's
So you have
my,
a sort of creative intelligence.
yes, that's
All right.
what I,
This idea of many different kinds of intelligence is not black and white. It is not that there are these specific types of intelligence. It means that every individual has their own sort of intelligence that allows them to excel at the things that they will excel at. So you will discover this by following the formula.
okay, thank you.
Well, thanks to you as well.
Hello.
Hello. Yes.
Hi there. I'm a little curious about the story from the Tower of Babel, and that's from Genesis. And I'm wondering if it has any connection to history of extraterrestrials on Earth here.
It is not necessarily connected to extraterrestrials. It is more of a metaphor for the way that consciousness divides into many different sorts of people. The primitive consciousness that you descended into in incarnation in this planet is one of fear-based energy, and fear-based energy will always divide and segregate. So that is why in ancient times, many tribes and cultures feared others. It is those that evolved quickest that came to see that those who were different from other cultures and places were not necessarily their enemies or to be feared, but they could trade and exchange information and ideas together.
Okay, so it doesn't really have a literal history to it. It's more like a metaphysical meaning of it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Oh, thanks to you. All right, let us close with a meditation at this time. Taking a moment to bring yourself into a tranquil, open heart space, relaxing into your body, sitting up nice and tall, dropping your awareness into your heart space. Start to take control, deep breaths in and out, slowly as you can, filling your entire body with oxygen, with life and energy. Exhaling and releasing, letting go. emptying out so that you can fill out with even more life force. Bring your awareness into your heart and picture from this place great roots of light that drop down through your body and travel out through your feet and through the base of your spine. See them wrapping around the roots of other crystals, of plants, of minerals, metals. See them going deeper down to the earth, through the magma, and all the way down to the solid core crystal of the planet. Feel the center vibrating and sending an energy that ripples up through all of the earth layers and into your body. Picture this energy rapidly rising up and traveling into your feet and moving up in a wave through your body, coming up through your legs, hips, abdomen, torso, chest, arms, neck, face, and head. Feeling your whole body grounded with the earth energy and vibrating that deep earth frequency. See a crystal chamber of light surrounding your body now. It goes all the way down to the center of the earth and also travels up to the galactic center. Picture light descending from the galactic center, moving through many stars connected to your solar system and into your own sun and moon before descending into your crown. See this light enter and fill your whole body with a brilliant, luminous light. Travels that in through your head, through your face and neck, through your chest and arms, your torso, abdomen, and all the way down to your legs. Mixing the earth energy and stabilizing you here. We invite you now to drop into your heart and imagine the energy of peace. Imagine a peaceful earth with no borders, where the resources are divided equally, where all are happy, free, and content. Imagine your own life in peace with no conflict, no worry, no struggles for power. So complete and connected to source that you know you will always have absolutely everything you need. In this energy of peace, we invite you to call in the spirit of 5 different individuals with whom you have or have had great conflict. You can do this practice again if there's more individuals you need to clear out this energy with. Start with the first one and see them in front of you. Notice what feelings arise in you, what emotions are present. Bring your awareness into those emotions and simply allow yourself to feel them and hold space for them. Remember that healing is feeling. Your willingness to feel grants you healing. Your non-resistance to what you feel accelerates the process. As you meet this person and experience this reflection, invite yourself to see perhaps they're reflecting to you an aspect of yourself that you are uncomfortable with. They bring out an energy in you that you don't have peace with. Or they call out a part of you that seeks balance and justice that you have not yet cultivated the power to speak truth for, the power to demand and speak that harmony and just balance into being. Bring presence to all of this as you beam love to this individual. Feeling that energy rising from the earth, descending from the galaxy, then dropping into your heart and radiating out through your entire body to this individual.
Yeah, because of the border.
Continue the practice with the next person. Bring your awareness again into yourself and see whatever is being activated and triggered within you.
Yeah.
And again, radiate love out to this person. See them as an extension of yourself, as another version of you. Recognize that you are one. You are playing out an energetic script that is supporting both of you in your healing. Allow this energy to expand through you, uniting you, dissolving the conflict. Continue with the next person. Continue to bring your presence into yourself and cultivate as much love as you can. And with the last individuals, again, continue this practice. And again, if you need more time, you can always do this again in your own way, in your own time, or listen to this recording again. Now feeling how all of these individuals are reflecting back to you that same love. Mirrors reflecting to you the energy you send to them. Expanding this quality of forgiveness, quality of peace. And affirming to all, thank you for the lessons. I'm sorry and thank you. Knowing that gratitude expands acceptance, expands forgiveness. If you can see the benefit in all that arises, you can transcend the conflict. Doing this within yourself is the remedy for the conflict outside. The more there are many individuals holding this consciousness of peace, the more your planet will cease to war and fight with each other. It takes everyone as individuals, creating this consciousness of peace for it to manifest on a planetary level. So we thank you for doing this work and for opening your heart to receive. It is always a gift and pleasure to connect with you. We hope to see you again soon, and know that, again, you can always call upon us and your own spirit guides and your own extraterrestrial counterparts to accelerate this process and accelerate your growth in all ways possible. All right. Hello, everybody.
Welcome
Beautiful.
back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. How's everyone doing?
Exciting times, exciting times. How about you?
Oh, great. Exciting times indeed.
How was your shamanic session?
Intense. Really
Okay.
intense.
What happened during that?
What happened?
Yeah.
Everything.
Did
What
I-
happened specifically? No, peyote.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
It's very energizing. It brings clarity, and the shaman made specific prayers around the fire the whole night. And some people played songs, and we kept drinking medicine till pretty early in the morning. And it gets stronger and stronger, and it shows a lot of emotions that haven't been resolved, and it also brings a lot of insight. And it was sort of a chaotic space. There were some people there that weren't really prepared and had to go, so you could feel this energy of the resistance expressing through many people. And there was also just a lot of encouraging messages and stories from the shaman, and could really feel the energy as he was praying. And they do different cleanses with incenses and flowers, and we all go around the fire and speak our prayers into the fire, which is a pretty powerful process as well. So it's yeah, it's a way of releasing, clearing energy. And it's very tiring though, because you stay up the whole night, and the medicine's so stimulating that basically, you know, you're awake the whole time without any sleep. And then all of yesterday I rested and slept very deeply, but I'm still exhausted.
Wow.
Okay, I wanted to say I work in communications and a website and all this stuff. If one day you need help for something,
Okay, great.
you can message me on Messenger.
Cool, thank you.
You're welcome. But when you are so much tired, you cancel the live session, because we can go without, and you need some rest.
Oh, it still worked though today, didn't it?
Okay, thank you so
It
much,
was
by the way.
great, right? You're welcome. Yeah, but I do need to rest. But anyway, that's why it was postponed one day, because I wouldn't really be able to do it yesterday. And thank you, everybody. And just a reminder that the links to donate are there. If you are able to support, it's really appreciated and helps me out a lot. And as well, I'm always available for private sessions, and the channeling course begins soon. So you can talk to me about that. And the website dantestarshine.com has all the info on it. Go to the /course tab, and all the information on that is there.
And thanks, Luke, for hosting.
Yeah, thanks for helping out today, Luke.
For too little. Thank you as well for everything.
Everyone for the questions. Thank you, Dante, for this amazing
Great stuff today.
transmission.
You're welcome.
Yep. Thank you very much.
Would you mind if I share this video on Facebook?
No, please share. Everybody share. The more that people share this stuff, the more it can expand. harder and harder to expose this to new people because social media platforms are changing the visibility we get and changing what we can tag as interests and ads, which I haven't used in a while, but started again, and I see that they're totally ineffective. So I'm going to kind of push to expand the audience, and the best way to do that is a share for the people who benefit from this and experience this, to share it with those they know that would resonate. So pass it along to your friends, post it on Facebook, Instagram, Telegram, whatever network you use. I really, really appreciate it. And as well, there's a referral program for the channeling course now.
Also the possibility of jumping onto new platforms, because you know, with whole censorship happening on various of the mainstream ones, there's been other ones that have been blowing up, like Odyssey, Rumble, even BitChute. So I don't necessarily know how to make a smooth transition, or if...
Well, you got to use all of them, and maybe the other ones will grow. But I haven't heard of this Odyssey and Rumble, so yeah, maybe if you can send me info on that, or I can look it up and see if it's
definitely
a possibility.
And I think you might be able to transfer easily some of your videos from YouTube to there. So
okay, cool. Wonderful. No, YouTube is still pretty good. YouTube was working well. It's just Facebook and Instagram. They're a little bit more stagnant than they were before.
But yeah, I guess we're playing with the new stuff now. So that's fun.
See, everything's always evolving.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks again to everybody for being here. And I'm available for personal support, so reach out. And thanks everyone for making this possible and for spreading the word, and continue enacting love and following the formula. And excited to see how all of this evolves.
Well, thank you as well.
Loads of love, man. Loads of love.
Lots of
Love and
love.
blessings.
Yeah.
Catch you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank
for
you.
now. You're welcome.
Bye.
Have a great day.
Yep, Luke, you'll have to close the room.
Yep, but it asked me to assign to someone and leave. And then there's still people here. Yeah, anyone can leave. I assign you and leave. Goodbye.